According to an interview with the YouTube channels Gold, Silver, Bitcoins, the Graf Solve, which is the CEO of the verified investingcrypto.com and the moneystock.com, sits down on the channels Gold, Silver, Bitcoin with the host Justin O'Connor was discussing about the FTX scandals, gold, silvers, bitcoins, and the coming recessions, the pillars of the big tech, jobs, Russian-Ukraine wars and its effects on the markets, and other events and also their effects on the markets. So stay tuned until the end of the videos. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin's breakouts going to be the zero. So watch the video until the end and subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button.
Crypto's not dead. Now, a lot of projects will go under. I think that, again, funding for projects is going to dry up. I think that people are going to become much more selective in a bear market right now in what they invest in. But ultimately, I still think Ethereum survives. I think Bitcoin survives. And I'm sure there's a handful of other coins that have major use cases that will survive. So I think that, again, one of the things, and we saw this in 2018 and 19 after the 2017 big bull run, is that everyone was saying, you know, when it was trading, when Bitcoin went back to 3,500, oh, Bitcoin's done, crypto's over. That's actually what I look for to tell me that we're getting close to a bottom. It's not a bottom yet. I want to be very cautious on that. I still think Bitcoin's going down further. But like I said earlier, this is the beginning of the last flush. I think, again, flush down to 10, maybe 9. And then I think there you start to put in a bottom. Yeah, so I mean, really earth-shattering type stuff going on there. I mean, so many investors losing money, and we're not talking about just small investors. There was big money involved with investments in FTX, and obviously they're going to probably get zero back as well. So I think if there's anything positive to take from this, and this is definitely not a great thing, but the positive would be is that it's going to force the regulators to get some framework out to create transparency. And the biggest thing for crypto is that after FTX, there's no one with big money that is going to come into the crypto sector until there's regulation. So as bad as regulation, you know, as much as we don't want over regulation, we need some sort of kind of framework that creates more transparency.
So back to the main topics. Bitcoin was once again trading lower to the stars the weekend as the token moved back towards a recent price floor. Bitcoin USD fell to an intraday low of the $16,500 intraday session, which comes less than a day after hitting a high of the $16,000. The move sees Bitcoin move closer to this week's sports points of the $16,000, which has been the price since the FTX collapse. Looking at the chart today, drop in the price comes out of hurdle was it hit in the 14-day relative stacked index. This wall of the 38 on the indicator has a seemingly prevented bulls from the recapturing the $17,000 mark, and the 10 opened the door to the bearish entry. Should Saturday bearish momentum continue to intensify throughout the course of the weekend, Bitcoin will likely edge closer to the $16,000. First, take a look on the geopolitical pictures on the Bitcoin breakout. Watch the volume closely. If it does not come in a price hovers in this general area for a few days, the likelihood this is a fake out increase dramatically. We start our currency decision taking about the dollar index versus the broad traded weighted dollar index. As you can see, the DXY has moved in the lower mode, meaning that the weakest currency influencing the change have been the larger ones, where the many other currencies including the broad dollars index are slightly stronger. However, they are now both are reverting. If the dollar is weakened slightly, that means the other currency must be strengthening slightly. Let's take a look at the major currencies. The euro is back above a parity with the dollar exhibiting higher highs and the higher lows, looking strong. Using an inverse charts to the euro chart above, the Japanese yen is 4% of its weakest and the looking at a high to the strong in the near term. Finally, the Chinese yuan. The rumors are the Chinese government order interventions to the yuan to the attempt to the strength it's against the dollar. The chart shows a big red candle in the late September, followed by a week of the apparent manipulations to peg the exchange rate. Immediately after that, the yuan continued the pattern of the devaluation. Then on the shooting of this video, there was another larger red candle, likely the result of the intervention. Whatever the reason, the yuan is strong against the dollar today than last week. Bitcoin recovery, or it's going to be starting the bull trap? Let me explain that. Bitcoin price formed a decent support base above the $15,500 support zone. Bitcoin remained well bent on the start in upside corrections above the $16,000 resistance. There was a clear move above the 50% Fibonacci retracement level of the mean drop from the $16,700 swing high to the $15,400 low. Besides, there was a break above a major bearish trend line with resistance near $16,000 on the hourly chart of the Bitcoin's pair. Bitcoin price is now trading above the $16,000 400 roundabout and the 100-day simple moving average. It is also well above the 76.4% Fibonacci retracement level of the mean drop from the $16,000 swing high to the $15,000 low. On the upside, an immediate resistance near the $16,000, the first major resistance near the $17,000 zone. A successful daily close above the $17,000 resistance might start a rare recovery wave. The next major resistance near $17,500, above which the price could gain pace for the move towards the $18,000 zone. If Bitcoin failed to settle between the $17,000 resistance zone, it could start at the decline. An immediate support on the downside near the $16,500 level and a connecting bullish trend line on the same chart. The next major support near the $16,200 zone and the 100 hourly simple moving average, below which the price might gain bearish momentum. In the third case, the price might drop towards the $15,500 support zone. The technical indicator hourly MACD, the MACD is now gaining pace in the bullish zone. The hourly RSI, which means that the relative strength index, the RSI for the Bitcoin USD is now above the 50 level. Major support level $16,500, followed by the $16,200. Major resistance level $16,800, $17,000 and the $18,000. Let's take a look on this chart. By side, only $15,000 represented an solid support at the shooting of this video, with the bulk at the $14,000. According to classic yardstick, the crypto fear and the greed index, there was nonetheless room to the fall, with a score of the 2200 still more than double, which traditionally accompanies bear market bottoms. The word has been rapidly circulating around crypto platform in November. Research from the Sentiment added insight of its own on November 12. As of one of the more bearish sentiment words, this is a sign of the traders giving our markets rebounding. Ironically, this is a capitulation historically when markets rebound. And then I'm going to be talking about why Bitcoin price is up and down today. The current rally in Bitcoin and select altcoins should indicate the market in the process of completing a purge, even with the liquidity issues being faced by the digital currency group and the Janus trading being unresolved. The stock market is showing a green candle, with the Dow Jones Industrial posting a 0.94% gain and the S&P 500 relying 1%. With the November jobs reports releasing on December 2, equity traders will look off the strong growth to show market resiliency, with even drives prices higher. Since Bitcoin price crashed to $17,500 on June 18, the open interest of the Bitcoin future contract has been surging. The sharp prices moves in Bitcoin price could trigger another liquidators events, where it's difficult to determine where the move would be to the upside or downside. Many traders agree that is a Federal Reserve war to pivot on its current policy of the quantitative and the tightening and the interest rate hikes. Bitcoin price could surge to the upside and liquidates a significant portions of the short interest in the futures contracts. The FTX crash was triggered a wave of the liquidation, which sent Bitcoin price as prevailing down. Data shows the $549 million in closed crypto along with the liquidation November 7. Sending the Bitcoin price below the $16,000. A firm that publishes investors' consensus estimates on the expected change in interest rates, showing that interest rate may be lower than previously anticipated in the near future. The graph points to a possible slowdown in the interest rate hikes. The public sentiment shows the future rate may fall, and the investors believe that this is a greater and the possibility of a broader crypto market recovery. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq provide a general overview of the economy in general. Currently, Bitcoin, the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500 share a high correlation coefficient. While Bitcoin price is showing some bullish momentum in the short term, the larger challenges of the rising interest rates, reduced inflows, and the liquidity in the crypto market, and the threat of the contagions from the FTX insolvency impacting the entire market continue to weigh on the Bitcoin price. That's it for today. If you haven't already, subscribe the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button so you'll never miss any of our new video like that one. So see you next time.